Meal Planning Mama here. We are busy in the middle of our busy homeschool day, but we're out of bread. So I am getting ready to make white Amish bread, or Amish white bread, but mine's not going to be completely white because I mill my own wheat berries into flour. So I have some whole wheat that I'm also going to be putting in this. Right now in the bowl, oops, sorry about that. Right now in the bowl I have 2 cups of hot water and 2/3 cup of turbinado sugar. Now to that, I've added 1.5 tablespoons of active dry yeast. Okay, you can see the bubbles that are starting to form with the yeast that I added to. Now I have added 1.5 teaspoons of Himalayan salt, and I'm adding in 1/4 cup of coconut oil. And this is naturally refined coconut oil, so it has a neutral flavor, and it has been refined without chemicals. Now it's time to start adding in the flour, and in this container right here, this is the container that comes with the Wonder Meal, and I'm going to be adding in some of my whole wheat flour that I ground down from out of wheat berries. And if you look back on my channel, you can find videos where I show you the process of how I grind my wheat berries. So this recipe calls for 6 cups of white flour. So I'm going to do about half and half. So I'm going to add 3 cups of this whole wheat, and then I'm going to cut it with some unbleached organic white flour. And this is what the mixture looks like with the 3 cups of whole wheat flour. And now I'm getting ready to add 3 cups of the white organic. Okay, here we have it with the 3 cups of white flour, and now it's time to start kneading this all together. I do it by hand, and I'm going to knead it for about 5 minutes, adding flour as necessary. After 5 minutes of kneading, this is what it looks like. It came together nicely. You can see how clean my bowl is. It pulled away from the sides of the bowl. And I have greased the bowl with a little additional coconut oil and greased the loaf a little bit so it doesn't develop a skin. And this is I'm going to cover it with a clean dish towel, put it in a warm place, and it's going to rise for about an hour. And I wound up using about 1/4 cup more of the unbleached all-purpose flour in order to get it to not be so tacky. But when you use wheat that you have ground yourself, it has a little bit of a different consistency. But this is what it looks like at this stage. After an hour of rising, here is what it looks like. Now I'm getting ready to separate this. It'll make 2 loaves and put it into pans. You can hear my timer going off in the back. They're formed, placed in the pan, and now they are going in for another rise in a warm place, warm dark place, for about 45 minutes. So I'll let you see what that looks like when they have risen the second time. Okay, this is the bread after the second rise. It took a little longer, probably about 50 minutes on these, but now they're getting ready to go in the oven, and I'll bake these off at 350 for about 20 minutes. And here's the finished product. That's it. That's the Amish white bread that I made with half whole wheat that I ground myself.